Becky Lynch is making a lot of new comments, so we'll see what she's up to. We'll also check out what's going on with The Rock, Roman Reigns, and more. Starting things off with a very interesting and unexpected announcement for Roman Reigns. EA's Madden franchise just announced that Roman Reigns is now a playable character within their video game, Madden 24. Roman Reigns is rated as a 98 overall and plays the right end position. Roman appears to be the only playable one within the game's Ultimate Team mode. It's Roman's first appearance in a football game since way back in the day when he appeared in NCAA's college football game in the early 2000s. It also appears to be the first time ever that a WWE superstar, under their ring name and ring persona, is within a Madden football game. So just another really cool collaboration to witness. It's been a very busy few weeks for Ronda Rousey going on a promotional tour for her book and revealing all of her never-before-heard stories from her time in WWE. Ronda recently revealed another one of her very uncomfortable backstage experiences. According to Ronda, she was backstage at a WWE show in 2022 when an individual came up to her and grabbed the drawstrings of her pants. Ronda Rousey labeled Drew Gulak as the individual that did this to her. After Ronda Rousey realized what was happening, she confronted Drew about what he did, and she wondered if he still would have done that if her husband was right there. After a few days went by, Drew Gulak released an official statement on his Twitter page, confirming that Ronda Rousey's story about him touching her drawstrings was true, but his side of the story is that he was going in for a handshake and somehow mistakenly yanked her drawstring. Reports claim that there was apparently some individuals that thought Drew Gulak would be released following this entire situation and story, but no moves have been made so far. Like we spoke about earlier this week, Bray Wyatt's new Becoming Immortal documentary ended in a very ambiguous way with Bray's lantern that had been without a light and power since his passing, suddenly turning back on, with Uncle Howdy approaching the lantern from behind. It's a little post-credit scene from the documentary that can be taken and understood in many different ways. Some fans believe it's confirmation that Uncle Howdy will be returning to WWE television. Some fans think it was just a way of showing how Bray's creations will never truly die. So just so many ways to take it. Regardless of how you took it, it was a moment that felt like a little detail and teaser that Bray Wyatt definitely would have loved to put in there himself. He was all about throwing in hidden things for the fans to talk about, speculate on, and just lose themselves in. So that closing moment with Howdy perfectly captured how Bray loved to keep the fans' conversations going. One individual who absolutely loved that moment was Alexa Bliss. She took to Twitter to post a picture of her arm covered in chills and said that she got the chills from watching that lantern light back up with Uncle Howdy. So even someone like Alexa Bliss that was right there up close to Bray Wyatt's universe over the last few years was extremely hyped for that open-ended teaser for Uncle Howdy. And like we've been discussing, if Uncle Howdy does eventually return to WWE television on his own, it'll be interesting to see if Alexa Bliss does come with him along the way. Becky Lynch recently sat down with the Washington Post and revealed that her retirement may be closer than everyone thinks. During that interview with the Washington Post, Becky Lynch was asked about how much longer she intends to keep wrestling. Becky noted that her decision will ultimately take place once her daughter, Rue, starts school. Becky Lynch said that once her daughter starts school, then life on the road won't really make sense to her anymore. And as far as when that time frame may be, Becky's daughter will most likely be starting school sometime around 2025-2026. So if Becky Lynch is saying that Rue's time at school will be the end of her life on the road with pro wrestling, you're looking at maybe 2 more years at the most of Becky Lynch on a full-time schedule at least. But like the other big story surrounding Becky Lynch has been saying in the last few months, she's quickly coming up on the last few weeks of her WWE contract, with zero talks of a new deal being on the table. So if Becky Lynch has a year or 2 left in the full-time ring, will it even be with WWE or will it be somewhere else? That's also not the only topic for Becky Lynch in the news. Recently, Rhea Ripley went extremely viral across social media platforms for a few stink face moments that she had with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler at recent live events. And these crazy and goofy things usually happen at live events because they're not televised events. So everyone is a lot less serious. And live events are usually all about having a good time with the crowd and maybe doing things that you won't usually do at a televised match. Like in Rhea's case, it was the stink face spots, a fun goofy moment just for the live events. But when Becky Lynch was asked about Rhea's stink face spot, Becky slammed Rhea for it, saying that it was a bad example for the younger fans that are watching. Rhea Ripley responded to the criticism from Becky Lynch on the MMA Hour, saying that there's a lot of old clips of Becky Lynch attempting to hit the stink face on multiple different occasions throughout the years. So Rhea finds it comical that Becky would criticize her in that fashion. Rhea says that she was just having fun and questioned why Becky is attacking her for it. Rhea thinks it's a jealousy thing, since Rhea gets a stronger reaction than anyone else when she's doing spots like the stink face. Rhea and Becky have been feuding for over several months now, heading into their WrestleMania 40 match, and we'll have to see if their feud extends past the event. The Rock recently answered the burning question everyone has been having about his WWE status post-WrestleMania 40. During a conversation with ESPN, The Rock said that his board of directors seat isn't just going to be gone after WrestleMania. He said that he's going to be a part of the TKO board of directors and will always be a part of WWE forever going forward. As far as The Rock's preparation for WrestleMania 40, it was a lot of hard work. WWE shipped 2 rings to Los Angeles and helped The Rock rent out warehouses to set up his training facilities. He trained and simulated matches with NXT's Gallus, Michael Hayes, and Bobby Roode. Surprised those training sessions. There was even WWE referees at the training sessions to help refresh The Rock on all the rules and regulations. The Rock's other gym was set up in Hawaii, and he reportedly trained alone at that ring. So it definitely seems like WrestleMania 40 will not be the end of The Rock's time in WWE, both on screen and behind the scenes. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.